This is a huge moment for the football club. How are you feeling? How are the fans feeling in this very moment?
Come on, Roo.
They've been waiting a decade, Jonesy. That sums it up, I think.
Go, Roo.
All right, here we have it. Round 18, St Kilda and the GWS Giants. The Saints win and they are through to the finals. The Giants, well, things are a little more complicated, a little trickier, but they can set things on the right path with a win tonight. Their form has been a little shaky heading in, the Saints, but they've been in the 8 for the best part of the season. If they win tonight, they truly deserve to be part of the finals action. Here's the first bounce.
What happened? And that is a beautiful bounce to start the match.
Still. St Kilda.
So an early call by the man in his last season. So Steele, who's had more votes in terms of the coaches than any other player in terms of rounds. He's had coaches' votes in 12 rounds. It's been quite a remarkable season. Kicks to full forward. Oh, what a great memory. So the Saints get off to a flyer.
It's a really solid mark, isn't it? And unforgivable, really, from GWS. I mean, they had numbers around that footy, but just got to make sure that ball comes to ground.
15 seconds.
Not good enough. Got caught just in the wrong spot. Ended up too focused on the man, not the football.
So Membry, normally accurate. That's a beautiful kick. He's now 14-6 from set shots. Well, he talked about the Giants needing a fast start. That's just what St Kilda did. Wayne's talked about, and Daisy, nerves and how do they handle the big occasion. Well, that's a settler. I know it's very early, but that is a lovely settler for them.
Oh, perfect start for the Saints. It puts Jack Steele's opponent on notice as well, that they can't grapple like they were there. So suddenly now that Giants player's worried about doing that at the next stoppage.
Well, unfortunately for GWS, it was their captain, Canelio, that gave away that free kick to Steele. And that's what I love it when you win the ball in that part of the ground, Daisy. You go down the corridor. Too often we see teams go back outside the corridor to give them and a slow ball movement. At least they got a one-on-one, and that was a good solid mark, and more importantly, really nice kick to finish.
It was. Tim Membry off to a good start here for the Saints. Umpires tonight, as we mentioned before, Sean Ryan. Announced his retirement, may still do the grand final this year. Andre Gianfagna, and this is Jacob Mollison. Mumford and Ryder. Look at the athleticism of Ryder. Great. He's been a great acquisition for the Saints since he got going about midway through the year. Here's Butler meeting the sandwich there. Reid back into the side. A couple of weeks ago, Reid, he was out for a long time with that calf injury, 10 weeks in fact. Mumford, little knockdown here, little poke out there by foot by Canelio. Wanting the free. There, nothing happening for GWS's Josh Kelly. Toby Green used the body and then the boot. Off ground. Finlayson there all over Wilkie. Ball comes out to a little bit of space. Got the handball away, Hopper. Saints working hard in here at the moment. That's Clark. Goes out wide, and the Saints a little opportunity here for Ross. He just backs up very coolly, very poised. No one comes at him. They want him to kick the ball, obviously. He does now, and he kicks it straight down the throat of Lockie Keefe.
Thanks, Max.
It's good, Mark. He's had a fine season, Keefe. He's been a regular.
Doesn't get a lot of the ball, Bruce, but what he has done is he's stopped a lot of opponents, hasn't he? A real stopper.
Played the last 13 games now, so he's had some continuity. Kelly. The Kellys, he's one of the players that must have a big match tonight. Breaks the line, kicks a couple of goals. So that one high. Cameron never really got a run. Daniels, good hands. Green slips out the back. No push in the back. Little kick away from Carlisle. Long made a good contest there.
High tackle. St Kilda.
And she's at Reid it is. So Reid's really caught one there. Looks like it might be ribs.
Hodgie. Come back to you in a moment. Ross immediately dashing forward. Quick movement. The ball cut off there by Perryman, but that is a rib tickler for Reid. Let's hope he can recover from that. Iden here just in his third game, Hodgie.
Yeah, as you say, the trainers are still over there with him. He's still down on the hands and knees, just holding the lower part of his back.
Perryman. Little ball back inside, so Just trying to slow things down here. And this is probably why they don't score a lot early. They tend to not move the ball too quickly. Now Hopper's forced to go a little more direct with a bit of a mongrel kick. Plenty of St Kilda players lining up. Off hands, Canelio. Sharp to Green. Green here back to Whitfield. Round the corner by Whitfield. Good kick. Should be marked. And this is Riccardi, the youngster. Strangely, was managed last week after 4 games in a row. 3 really good ones and 1 average one. And Reid not feeling well after this knee to the back, which would also affect the ribs.
Yeah, into the back and ribs, and that's a nasty one. But it's just having a look, a couple of players there. Carlisle second-guessed himself. Riccardi was the only one that wanted it, BT. Yep. He wanted it more than anyone else.
Went and got it. Riccardi, who's been impressive since debuting a month ago, and just off to the right-hand side there.
Actually, there was a clean contact there. He just went for the ball, but unfortunately he opened himself up, and there's a nice knee there just into that lower part. But, yeah, interesting there with Carlisle. There was no communication from the Saints defenders. 3 of them could have got for that spoil, and they all missed it.
So Hanbury, first good look at him tonight. Perryman, who got outmarked earlier in that memory contest, and now they put coming back onto memory. Keith, Whitfield just flopped out, still had a little bit of a geary. Back to Hanbury, switched it okay to Carlisle. Doesn't get his kick away. Toe poke by Taranto. And I think it's Patton that got across to the front there. So out wide. And King.
Down the line. High footy.
Holding. Kilda. Grab his arm.
Haynes, so Battle wins out.
It was memory back there. Thanks, BT.
Battle now for the Saints. Running it towards the boundary line. Did you see Marshall pointing there? I wonder about that kick. Guys, like, why do you want it in the pocket, the safety there?
Yeah, I'm with you, BT. Clearly they don't want to get intercept Haynes and these guys. They don't want to bring them into the game. They obviously prefer a stoppage, but I agree. I'm not sure why teams want to go to the pocket ever.
Very easy. Look at memory in the ruck here against Mumford. That was probably never going to work. Kelly, just little nudges. He got it out there to Whitfield.
So good with the ball, but he's on the back foot here. So how much of a penetrating kick can he do? It's a lovely, neat kick, and Hopper probably should have marked it in the end. Butler went to ground. Little kick's beautiful to King.
Well, he's got the distance, Bruce. There's no doubt about that. Long kick is King.
He's had a fine season. He's tapered probably a bit late. Well, that's understandable. Peaks and troughs. And that one not coming back. So a couple of misses by some of the young guns. Riccardi at one end and King at the other.
Just a few matchups. We've got Carlisle that's going to Cameron. Wilkie's got the big job on Green. And up the other end, Keith has got King, who both have had a couple of contests, and Perryman's taken memory.
10 years ago today since the Saints won their last final. Here's Kent. Billings wanting it wide. He goes in the opposite direction. Much more direct long ball. Down there looking for Battle. Give them a contest in the square. Little handball came out from Perryman. So here they go again. An opportunity. That's Green. Tom Green. Gets it short to Daniels. Now can they go? They find Whitfield. Plenty of jumpers around as well, supporting here. So this is impressive so far, although the cut off in the middle by Marshall. An accidental kick lands in the waiting arms of Billings.
Short. Patton's kick wide, so Ross with a bit of the ball early. Neat kick, so Saints finding some holes here to Battle. He's got a long leg, Battle. Now, does he kick to the top of the square? You would think so, and that's the way he goes. King the target, doesn't really get a crack at it. Loney chasing. It's been one of the features of the Saints all year. The goals from inside 15. It has dried up, and by it drying up, it means their accuracy has dried up as well.
Hodgie.
It just shows that last kick, BT, you're spot on. You kick it to the top of the goal square, you can either get a mark or you can get a crumb where someone can kick the goal. You go to the pocket, it's solely about a defensive position, so you can set up behind the ball and get a stoppage if no one marks it.
Haynes. Green loves to handball. Canelio. Good-looking kick. Riccardi almost. Lloyd picks it up, turns around. Has he got enough hook on it? He has. That's their first. Really good goal. Direct footy there from the Giants. Lloyd kicks the goal in the end. But good direct play from GWS.
We saw disorganisation again from St Kilda's defence. That's the result of that direct play. You can see Giants' intent to get the ball moving, change angles, put in a handball receive. That keeps the Saints' defence guessing the whole time.
Canelio, the skipper, getting himself involved there. Good kick to advantage. And Lloyd, what I loved about that, Daisy, too often you see the forwards these days, BT, they look for a handball. Lloyd knew exactly what he wanted to do. He knew he had a bit of space, U-turn, but kick the goal. Don't have to look for something that's not there.
Fan zone there, and Ducky hasn't missed it. He's 7 straight and 5 of those from set shots, that one around the turn. So he's got a bit of confidence. Here's Reed just trying to suck it in and get some semblance of normality back into that body of his. He's a fit man, we know, but he took a very hard hit.
Stephen Caniglio. Say it with him, Dan.
Hold you, quickie.
Yeah, he's just been back and forth to the physio. He's been walking up and back. As soon as he gets back and stays still, you can tell he's still in a lot of pain with that kidney low back.
Green, Archie's back, Taranto, that was clever. Great tackle, though. Keen on Lloyd, not rewarded. Thought he might have been. Switched out by Cumming. Daniel, he hit the scoreboard last week in a big way, didn't he? But he's missed that all together.
Yeah, there Reed's now. He's just gone down into the rooms with the doctors just to assess and check him out.
Looks sore. Looks very stiff as well. And he's a tough customer, Reed, too.
You can see the Giants' intent very early that they want to get the ball moving. That's the bit they've lacked at times this season, but wanting to get that handball receive in, get speed on the ball off halfback. They've had 4 inside 50s already, 3 shots at goal.
Yeah, well, they've been so slow and controlled most of the year. That would be a great idea if they can continue that. Taranto will kick along the ground. Geary.
Pushing the back.
Ball to Clark and no advantage
Jaron Geary,
here.
pushing the back.
Jaron Geary's ball
please.
here at half-back. The only player left out of their last final back in 2011 playing tonight for the Saints, Jaron Geary. I heard you say earlier, Bruce. And here he is at half-back. All one-on-ones out there, so that's a good sign as well. High footy on the head of Marshall, coming across the front. Really good grab in the end from Cumming. He was the late replacement for De Boer.
Switches it, gets to Iden. So a couple of their inexperienced defenders together. Green the target. Green and Geary. So Cumming played the opening 2 rounds, then did a hamstring a couple of weeks later. Was out for a bunch of matches and was an emergency last week. Can Green hit the scoreboard tonight? We've seen him give us some Friday night specials in the past. Mummy sits underneath it. Canelio's been busy early. Daniels trying to make that football work for him like it did last week. And we've got another stoppage. So they're doing most of the attacking, the Giants. Ryder doing most of the ruck work early doors.
Little knockdown here in front. Kelly. Hopper. Bit of a chaos ball to the top of the square. Cameron bursts from the pack, gathers, needs someone heading in the opposite direction. Found an opportunity with Buckley, skied it and offline. So they'll get an opportunity to hold it inside 50 if the Saints don't move it out too swiftly, and wanting to do that very quickly with Steele. Marshall up, knocked down Butler just a little early on the front and centre. Spills to Ryder. Neat little kick out here to Kent. He can go. Loves to go on the left foot here. Kent decides to stop, drop and wait. Nothing on for him deep at all. You can see Hill, furthest player in the top of your screen. Delivery to Membry. Got to go battle. Always does. And there's Reece Shaw as well. Game 3.25 for him. Hodgie.
That last one there, BT, they had 1v1s in front of the ball. That's where you just got to roll and kick it. Get the ball in behind the GWS defenders so the forwards can get a 1v1 contest. They went too slow and let defenders get back in front of their space.
Thanks, Hodgie.
Giants player had overcommitted on the mark too, so the opportunity was there for Kent.
Cornelia leading all players at the moment in terms of disposals. Has 7. Mumford worked his way to the front, sort of stopped Ryder getting too much on it. Still, it's bubbling about. Sorrento's quick kick, and that one going to find the line. It does. Patton's had a fine season, played them all.
Been given some tough jobs as well, Bruce. Toby Green at the moment.
He's emerged as a reliable defender.
Ryder. Here comes Kent again. Attacked the footy then, bounced off the chest, long. Able to get it forward quickly, read it well, battled. Did well to keep it in front, went for home. Membry demanded, but what a beautiful kick from Battle. So Battle kicks the goal. It was strong attention from Membry on the lead, but if you feel you've got it covered, go your hardest, I'd say. And a very good goal from Josh Battle. Surprise move for him in this position tonight, I reckon.
And that's why in these conditions you just want to get the ball going forward. Kent came out hard, made a contest, and then a nice little surge kick. He gets it forward to a one-on-one contest. Battle gets a ball, and with composure, just swings around onto his right and kicks a nice goal. But that's what we're talking about. Get the ball, just put it on the boot, give your forwards an opportunity there. Put Battle up forward. He's 193 centimetres. He's hard to match up on. And when you've got agility to do that, why wouldn't you just get it on the boot to him?
And just another example, as when you're playing that key forward, BT, to keep your feet. Because if you lose your feet, then he's out of the contest. Kept his foot, a little bit of body contact. Second effort was awesome.
And big quality opposition in Haynes. He's kicked goals in 9 of his 13 games Battle this season. Lovely hands by Williams to Finlayson. Good looking kick and fine mark by Taranto. That's the Giants we want to see more of tonight.
Wow, what about that, eh?
Clever handball. And another clever handball, and then just a beautiful kick. And a terrific mark.
And just a really clever push there with the left hand from Taranto on a Dow defender in the captain Geary. Just put the hand at the right spot, right time to protect the space.
He's only had the 2 set shots that have resulted in a score, and he's kicked both the goals. He's nursing.
Hit the back of the post there, Bruce. It was probably actually just jokingly over the line if you can hit the back of the post, but very careful to it. Just trying to give them something, Duck. That was a nice kick on line, that is for sure. Patton. Wide. Green. Paid the mark, no push, says the umpire. Peppers the goal, square high, footy up there off hands. Daniels, quick boot to ball. Hill had to go, knocked it on. Whitfield got the dividend of that, and it's now caught in the tackle by Hill. And
thanks, guys.
umpire Sean Ryan says we'll ball it up.
Tom Green, one of the shining lights in a disappointing week for the Giants last week. 30 disposals, 21 contested.
You can find the ball, Daisy. We saw that earlier in the year when he played those early matches. Not high, apparently, on Green there. Speak of the Green.
Back in. You pulled it back into you. You pulled it back in. Holding the ball. Thank you.
So you heard the reason. The Still gets the free kick to Patton, and then Patton on the wrong side for him. He hugs that line, and Kent takes the mark.
Ronnie.
Does he, or is it out of bounds?
Throw in, guys. Paddy. Jeremy.
I would have thought Ryder got a piece of his neck before he even hit the deck.
Yeah, very unlucky.
Yep. He's a tough player, though, Bruce Green. I agree with you, and he gets a lot of the footy.
Good size. I feel like he's got a terrific future.
Kelly. A bit of a wobbler. Had to go back with a fly to the football, did Dougal Howe on that occasion. Little snap missed, and Riccardi again. Hodgie, how's Reid feeling? I see he's back on the bench.
Yeah, he's back on the bench. He went for a jog before, and he looks uncomfortable. Every time he's going to take a little bit of a jog and build up a little bit of speed, just a grimace on his face, and then goes back to the bench to talk to the coaches.
He's had a strange career, hasn't he? I mean, he's done such a good job at the Giants. There's so much footy over the stretch.
Holding, St. Kilda, advantage.
So Marshall won the free kick. Billings able to take it. And then with a long probing kick, this will slide on a bit. Shaw didn't get what he wanted on it. Loney. Shaw was trying to paddle it past Loney. And then doesn't give away a free kick by clever tackling here.
Jeremy.
So stoppage forward 50 for the Saints.
Finlayson dragged away. Marshall kept his feet, got that little ball moving forward. Butler almost. Lloyd in there at the moment. Trying to defend here. Kicked the goal a moment ago. Zach Williams, a bit of a random kick out wide. Loney in slow motion then. Falling forward to mark it. Can't move. That's why.
He just fell on that foot.
That's why. It was like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and eventually he went.
He was actually getting assessed by a trainer at the time. The ball got spouted over to him, so he had to push off the trainer and then dive to where he was. So he had no intention of going near that footy until it came his way.
Brad Hill desperately trying to say he's injured and I'll take the kick, and he's talked the umpire into it. He must leave the ground if that does happen, though, and Loney is going off for the trainer, as you could just see there. And I think a very, very good decision made by Loney to give the ball to this man is pretty damn good, but this is a tough, difficult kick, and he's made it look super easy. What a kick, what a transfer of the free kick. Beautiful stuff, and there's the injury. So smart thinking by Hill to get over there. I think he almost talked Loney into going off the field as well, which was the right thing to do.
Especially when you haven't had a lot of the footy. You had a little bit of a down period over the last few weeks, BT, so got a cheap one. Just get a good look at this, BT, so you can see Hill there in the background. I think he was the closest one, so there's no doubt that he should have got the free kick, but nice finish and good confidence booster for him, because Hill has been down a little bit.
Beautiful kick. Really nice kick. Hodgie.
Yeah, as you see, Loney, who's celebrating Brad Hill kicked that goal. He's gone down into the race just to get assessed. Great news for GWS. Reid's come back in after having 13 minutes on the bench and taking his spot in the back line.
Just the one goal for Hill so far this season. Before tonight, that was against the Tigers in round 4. Hopper. He's been quite a good goal kicker over the stretch. Cornelio's little kick. He's had a fine opening term. Williams, lovely ball handling. Neat looking kick wide, but he's a bit slow off the mark, Green, but he's done okay here. And now he gets himself into a goal scoring position, but they're missing. They're missing a few.
He is a good player, Tom Green.
Reminds me a bit of Clayton Oliver. Never shirks at a contest, gets right over the ball, and then very crafty in traffic with the handball, often over the head. Great vision.
Really good comparison, Daisies. And a ball magnet on top of all that, like Clayton Oliver, is really good effort. Patton out wide. King through the hands. Comes to Hopper again, being prominent. Got it out wide here. This time, Perryman, little delivery to Finlayson. And Finlayson is marked deep in the pocket. But he is a big wolf for the footy. So St. Kilda trainer decides he'll move his bottles. Good ball by Perryman to get it to him. And now Finlayson with a kick. Well, has a high degree of difficulty, but favours the left foot. 48-metre kick, and he sprayed that across the face. And didn't really give it a chance. That's out of bounds on the full. Hit the behind post. How did they not see that? Touch, cross hand.
Throw him. Throw him.
Got punched into the post, I think.
There's some shots, the Giants. Had plenty of opportunities to keep up with the Saints, or if not be in front. Ryder just palmed it carefully down. Clark Green's got him again.
He had no pride, mate. Pinned under. Jump
Even
off
the
him
shape of the head, Daisy. He's got the Oliver shape of the head, hasn't he, Green?
He has. Similar complexion as well.
Don't want to be out in that Queensland sun too much. Clark, cut off by Williams. Back it goes to Canelio. Heard the call. Touch play on. Well done to Toby Green. Has he got the length? I don't think. Green was amongst the flyers. And rush through from behind.
Last time he ended up a half
Good team footy from Perryman there. Knew not to take possession, but just to dive and tap that ball to Green's advantage.
So just 40-odd seconds remaining here. Howard to kick the footy in. Reid there not moving all that well, is he? One ball by Howard almost hit Iden in the face there, but they get an opportunity. The Saints. Kent look dangerous here at 2 or 3 occasions in the quarter. Goes short to King. Wide. The handball's there to Hannanbury. Now the driving ball. Hill sitting at the back here. Battle in front. And a minor score. That was a very quick transfer.
Yeah, Bruce spoke earlier about the goals from inside 15. That's their two modes, St Kilda, isn't it? Fast off half-back, running back towards goal like they were there. Or they go quick and direct to that tall forward setup they've got with Membry, King, either of Ryder or Marshall. That's why we see so many, Bruce.
We've had 32 days in the first 10 matches. 32 from inside 15 goals. It has dried up a bit since then, so the end of an entertaining opening term. Plenty of scoring shots. Same number for each team. Reid, the big injury in the opening term. Cameron really hasn't had much of it. Canelio's had a heap of it, 10 in fact. But it's the Saints that lead, and that's not a good story for the Giants. They need to get their nose in front of the hurry. Quarter time on a Friday night that's going to decide so much. It's St Kilda 21 over the Giants 11.
It was.
It always is entertaining.
He's spot on, though. Their method's been good. Winning contested possession, ball movement's been good. Just the opportunities. Finlayson, Riccardi, Taranto missed gettables, and you compare that to battle around the corner on a second attempt and Hill from the boundary.
Winning the clearances, they're winning the inside 50s, they're certainly winning the disposals. Saints not handballing it much, they're 42 and 10. So can the Giants make some inroads on the scoreboard? That's the only stat that matters tonight. Canelio. So he's up to 11 disposals, the skipper, Whitfield. Back to Perryman. Neat looking kick, so they're away here. She's had a good start, Canelio. Not sure why he went back there to Taranto. Now Hopper. He had a good first turn. Daniels, good tackle on him. I think he's gone. Just overplayed at the Giants there. They had a couple of chances to go bang.
Just another example, Bruce. We see it so often. Just that extra handball to a player under more pressure than the player with the original disposal.
Good tackle by Sinclair. Canelio already the leading possession getter by far of any person on the ground from either side. So he's getting plenty of the footy. Can he have a big impact? That's what we're looking for now. Ryder, Mumford. Well, Mummy stayed in the hunt there. Little handball out from Steele. Hill tries to brush Williams aside. Got enough on it. Goes deep and good mark by King. Just a little bit out of his range. Pops it to the top of the square. Billings got good body position. Gee, it was a great spoil. Really well done by Kelly to elevate and get a fist on that.
Well done by Kelly and well done by King. So had the understanding, Daisy. Took the mark, got back quickly, pushed it in there. A 2-on-1, but Kelly just too good.
Looked the perfect kick off the boot.
Yep.
So Marshall and Mumford. Quick kick away by Kelly. Towards the line, and it's going to come back for the Saints. So bit stiff. Long. Had a strong season. Suspended for 3 weeks, sort of in the middle of it. Big ball. Forward battle of flyer. Still good looking kick. Going and goaling. What a season he's having.
That in there, Bruce, with that quick little handball. It was just a tiny little half-a-metre handball. It was so quick.
Let's have a little look, BT. I love the finisher still.
Might have been Seb Ross, I think.
Yeah. So, thanks for that, Days. He's all Australian. Wouldn't have picked that at the start of the year.
Have a look at that quick handball there from Ross.
That's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, look at this. Really, before it even landed, it was in the hands of Steele. Excellent.
Terrific finish as well. He got on the move through the stoppage as well, which meant once he took possession, he was able to get the shot away. He was dangerous, but to get that penetration from that far out on the snap, impressive as well. That's the part of the game that's elevated him to that All-Australian status, Bruce. 9th goal for the year.
They look good, the Saints. Along with the Gold Coast, the only team not to play finals since the 18-team competition formed. Perhaps that'll change tonight. Cornelio let go of it. And there is Clark. He's in the middle of two here. One of those is Mummy on the ground.
Thanks, Hunter.
And umpire G and Fagner to ball it up. Still inside the centre square. So 3 in a row for the Saints. Ryder, Butler, knocked down by Long. Getting in the way there was Cameron. Did well. Won it with a chaos ball that won't land. Although it spills out of the hands of Howard. Finlayson knocked it further afield. Daniels with a little fen. Got it back to Riccardi. Now Williams has got to collect it cleanly. Closing on him. It was well done. And kick around the body. Not enough bend on it. And the minor score only for Zach Williams.
Smart footy by Riccardi a couple of times there. Got a good footy head. Hill just ran himself into a bit of bother. He was just looking for a clear way to go, and he was able to get it. Sinclair. Clever. So the Saints certainly got it on their terms right now on the scoreboard. Still punching forward. Perryman gets some space through there. Perryman kicks wide. Green went early. Haven't called his name a lot tonight. Daniels up and about. Neat looking kick to Finlayson. Tries to give Caulfield one, and then jabs it to Cameron, and well done, Long. Just getting enough on it there. Duck. I think you've got a Telstra tracker coming up.
Yeah, let's have a look at the skipper, Stephen Cornelio. And no surprises, 13 disposals, the week off BT, time to freshen up, freshen the body up, work on things that he hasn't done so well this year. So no surprise, he's been on fire.
Working hard, covering the ground well. Hanbury. Kick smothered out wide. Butler. Got to go. Shaw just wanted to go more now. He's been penalised for taking his feet. The advantage won't be played. Shaw looks amused, but he knows. And knew that that was going to be a free.
And that's why the rule came in. Yep. The one sliding in on the knees. So it's definitely a free kick. The one where a player's got his head over the footy, BT, and puts his hands on the footy first. That should never be a free kick.
Professional free kick, I think, too. If Dan Butler gathers there, they're on the run in space. I think it was a good attempt from Shaw to hold play up.
Yep, agree. Centre wing here. Marshall.
Holding the man.
So it'll be a Marshall free here.
Held his arm. Roll Marshall.
Hodgie.
Oh, that's just we just had saw before with Cameron, his commitment going back with the fight. People have had a fair go at him the last few weeks about his effort, his energy levels. He did show great commitment then, putting his body on the line.
So that was just a moment ago on that centre wing when the ball went out of play. So Battle winning this little contest again with Haynes. That first quarter goal was a real highlight by Battle. Another Saint having arguably, well, certainly career best season. High ball in. Memory the flyer.
Leave it, guys.
Keith gives him one to go on with it.
Leave it. Clear it out. Into your positions now. Into your positions. Let's go. Let him go.
Sean Ryan, who spoke to Brian pre-match. 7 grand finals in his last season.
Barrister by trade, Bruce.
Might hire him, BT. I was impressed with that. Mumford, hope I don't have to. Keeps quick up the ball. Marshall didn't quite take the mark and then runs into Hanbury, and Hanbury copped some friendly fire. Back to Marshall. Marshall to fall forward. Kent's in a good spot. Sits up for him, gets it back to Memory, and Memory goes back.
He does, and this is a blistering long ball from Ross and just misses to the left-hand side. This is Hanbury, the collision. Accidental, ran into the left shoulder and copped one right on the chin. Won't stop him though. Shaw brings the ball back into play. GWS got to find something very, very quickly here. Green, Gould and Lloyd around the corner. So now they can go forward with the short ball here. Over the heads, all St Kilda jumpers long. Daniels there as well. Have a look at the Saints jumpers. 4-5 to 2 it was. Caulfield got to go back and try and win this at ground level. Daniels was there to keep him honest. Little handball comes out there. Umpire calls play on. Another little opportunity. Caulfield again. Kicked it up. Little one there and comes wide, and Hopper able to get the ball and find Toby Green for his second or third touch of the game. Short ball to Daniels again. 60 metres from goal. Going to be a slow ball in this one. Riccardi with the athleticism. Cameron there. Caulfield off the front centre did well and was really composed, getting the ball to long.
Disappointing for the Giants there. Not much when that ball hit the ground. So Keith short. Daniels lively. Kelly. So what's he got? Well, you can have a look. He goes short. Perryman. So they change the angles. Shaw bounces off, and then neat-looking kick. Good one. That's a better build-up.
They just changed the angle. Shifted St Kilda's defence, but what I love, Shaw going straight up the corridor, and Cameron just starting to get a few touches now himself, getting up the ground, pushing back, and you've got the likes of Carlisle and these guys playing on you. That's what they don't want. You've just got your work rate. You have to run them off their legs. Howard at the moment.
And duck the danger of that kick enabled Shaw to break the line.
Yeah. Because
it had to be contested. Well, just has to finish this off, Cameron, and boy, he's so careful with the kick.
Tried to guide it, didn't kick through it.
Well, Daisy, we've seen nothing from the Giants that we really wanted to so far in this match.
Probably only the ball movement, Bruce. It has looked positive. It's been their finish that's let them down. I mean, you think of the kick to Shaw compared to their previous entry, slow and safe. That movement's going to favour Cameron more.
Wilkie, Marshall, Mumford, Kelly. And taking the mark here is Riccardi. Hodgie.
Yeah, guys, we haven't seen Loney since he took that mark in the pocket and Brad Hill kicked the goal. He went downstairs and now got his left knee taped on the inside. Looks like the medial side. As you see there, it was that contact with Heath Shaw when he did the tackle, but he went downstairs, had it taped, and now he's back up here doing a few runs, bit of agility and a few kicks now.
Riccardi directly in front here. 45-metre kick, bit of length about it. Gee, that's magnificent. Really, really good kick from the youngster. Gets his first. And a much-needed one too for the Giants. Riccardi hanging that one through. There's Loney. Hodgie just spoke about him. We'll see what happens there. I'm sure they'll have the full complement available. Simon Leflean, the head of football, on the bench in the back row there as well. Jared Roughhead in the front talking to Marshall.
Been spoken about a lot, Riccardi, given he's only played 4 games. They've found a player, haven't they?
Yep. Yeah, 4 games until tonight. 5 games in total, and he's out of that under-18 TOC Cup there with the Calder Cannons, of course, and has done really well. Surprised many.
It's only early, BT, but I reckon this young man, I know a lot of people have praised him a lot over his 4 games, but just looks like he has a composure, has an inner confidence. You can see up and about, lively, isn't he, for a guy that is only in his 5th game.
Looks really good above his head.
He reads it so well. Even then, he reads the play well. He's quickly to get to a mark, quickly to get to a contest. 3 scoring shots so far tonight, and now hitting for a goal. Can they string some together? The last few minutes have been encouraging. Kelly paddling. He has to be careful now. Ball squeezes out the back. Ball goes the way of the Saints. Now Whitfield, lovely, soft little handball to Canelio. Canelio lively, busy. Kick to a contest. Cameron on his bike. Quickly gets the ball onto the pocket. Almost a one-on-one. Riccardi at the back. And Wilkie was able to cut across. Caulfield did enough. And then Wilkie hugging towards the line, and Cameron takes it on his chest.
Going to come back again. Let's hope they go quick. Love the look of the Giants when they go quick. They have such raw talent that
49 metres.
It's great to watch when they do go quick into their forward half. Haynes, Green there lurking on the boundary. Have a look at him. No one within 10 metres, almost tempting Haynes to give it there instead. He goes to Riccardi on the lead, punched away from there by Clark and shot at goal. I tell you what, I think he might have got it, Toby. Incredible, he liked it. No doubt about it, he's always in the game. So good stuff there from the Giants to provide opportunity after opportunity inside 50, and eventually Toby Green was able to nail the goal, and a really important one to get them back within 3 points.
Degree of difficulty.
Just his footy nous.
Yeah.
Sorry, Doug, his footy nous.
He knew he was under pressure, but the degree of difficulty from hand to foot is a special goal. Have a look at that, sitting down to the right of your screen, and watch, he knew exactly what was going to happen. So from get that to hand to foot and still put it through the big sticks shows you why we love watching him play footy.
Just had to get it on the boot straight away, and he did. So, Daisy, I'll ask you the question again. I'm liking what I'm seeing in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, I've liked their method all night, Bruce. It's just been that their finish that's really let them down. They're creating opportunities, 3 goals, 7.
So let's see if they can hit the lead.
In the back.
Kick the last couple. Still the goal scorer in this term for the Saints. So he's gone long and high. King a target, coming across Marshall. So the Twins up the front there. Marshall hasn't got it out yet. Ball in dispute. And a couple of veterans have a chat together. Ryan and Shaw.
Marshall flicked over the bat. Button was on the run. Kent was as well. GWS fighting into the game. Iden there. Finlayson had to be careful the way he attacked Membry. Otherwise he would have given away the free. Trickles out the back door. Comes back to Membry. Right foot snap. I think this is just offline. It is. So really starting to liven up now. GWS with the last 2 goals of the game.
Membry kicked the opening goal of the match, and it was within the first minute. Coming to late inclusion for De Boer tonight. So he's kicked to the Saints' advantage here with Marshall. Didn't quite stick it. Billings to Long, and then Long able to get it back to Carlisle, and Carlisle off a step. High ball, gathers some time in, a bit of space. Lloyd, Hopper. Kelly's had a good second term. He's on the wrong side. That is a beautiful kick. Here's the movement we want to see from them. So they've switched it here, BT.
Yeah, Riccardi with a really good switch, Bruce. He's come right up the ground now. Finlayson just gets his man under the footy and steal a little bit. He's got to beat a couple, not much support. Geary did well to knock it at the advantage of Steele. They keep it alive, the Saints here through the middle of the ground. Gee, Butler's got pace as he goes. Does he try and take them on? Man on the mark was good. He was all over him, made sure he went nowhere. Clark. Wide, Long. Kent. Billings out wide. Kent decides not to go there. Butler short if he wanted. Ignores that as well. Goes with the high ball. He saw Marshall here and Iden. And Iden did well to get him out on the foot. He bounces out. Oh, Butler off the ground. Right foot snap. Classic. Classic Butler. Classic little man goal in the forward line. Just so good, Butler. It's easy to say, be in the right spot, right time, but he is there a lot. He
treads water really, really well. He gets to the right spots, but knows to slow up, doesn't run past the footy. You see so many players, BT, it's hit and miss. They go with real speed. You saw there a couple of little steps, treading water, we used to call it, and took the ball and then had plenty of time.
Well, it was a good goal, and one St.Kilda needed a great ball build-up where they moved it carefully till they got in a position where they could put it inside 50. A good contest, and Dan Butler did the rest.
He puts himself in the position so many times, gets to the right spot so often that he's just going to kick goals. He's going to give himself opportunities, and he's just got that turn of speed, Bruce. He knows he can burst away.
Sure has, Duck, and another one of those daisy goals close to the goal that the Saints have had all year. So terrific bit of play by Butler. So they get some breathing space again, the Saints. Mummy won that one. Hanbury belts the ball forward. How he finishes the game will be really important. Coming, kicking out wide. Neat kick, gets to Lloyd. So the Giants have got to continue to take risks here. Bottom line, they've got to kick a big score, a massive score tonight. Taranto had a productive opening term along with Hopper and Canilio in particular. Gets it close to the boundary line. Good mark coming across by Wilkie. Still yet to miss a match. Sorry, Hodgie.
Sorry, Bruce, that's that stagnant play they don't want. They had this short little kick in, then they've got to turn and go fast. And that once they hold it up and let St Kilda get into their zone, they're too good of a defence to play football against that.
Good contested mark from King. Now a driving ball here. Marshall the target.
GWS. Holding. And his jumper.
It'll go against the Saints.
No.
Yes, it does.
Yours. Holding.
You did say GWS.
I think they both had the jumper if you have a look at the run.
Yes, well, so did I. That's why I was wondering. But I think it's the battle off the ball, maybe.
They've both got the jumper.
Well, Iden's surprise at getting the free kick would suggest he had some jumper.
Yeah, absolutely. Green couldn't make that one work.
Okay. Paddy, Shane, thank you.
Good get, Green. Tom Green had 30 last week after playing 4 games early in the year. Upon debut, Ryder to Loney. Loney around the corner, Whitfield getting in the way. No rebound quickly here for the Giants. Taranto's short, ignores that Whitfield and goes very wide, and they just box themselves in. Green thought about the little chip over the top, but this is not when GWS look at their best. Whitfield now forced to do something he probably shouldn't have to Keith. Hanbury, little kick now. Was it 15 first of all? I think it was off the ground. Umpires paid it. It was a very, very iffy 15. It was maybe
Max.
10.
Max.
At best. Have a look at this nifty little kick. Maybe 7.
Not sure what Whitfield was doing. That was a sloppy handball, and why would you be going to Keith?
Yep.
He's not exactly a link player that you would want to go through off half-back.
Very slow off half-back they are, fiddling around with the footy. King now, as a result of all that, misses and lets him completely off the hook as he kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Back here to 9 metres. Perfect there.
So he's missed a couple tonight.
The last 2 times coming out of D50, they've been very slow. That last play, then they had the switch on. They had an outnumber of 2 over the other side. They elected to go skinny, and here they go. They're going for the switch this time.
To Shaw, Hodgie, so he gets it out towards Keith.
Holding body arm. GWS.
So Hodgie,
Thanks, Jack.
just on their bounce off halfback, Zach Williams, is he playing wing forward tonight? I mean, he and Wilson were the old guys that used to give him that bounce off the back.
Yeah, he came off before, and he was stuck on the bench for about 10 or so minutes to get his left knee looked at. So he's back on the field now, but they need to get a bit more run out of their halfbacks. Him and Haynes have been a bit quiet tonight.
Fine mark by Cameron. He's got up the ground pretty well tonight, Cameron. He missed an easy shot in this turn. That's a lovely kick to Lloyd. Just filled the hole, filled the space. Kelly's outside of him, but the left footer would have been the wrong way to go. So he now is going to go to the pocket. Oh, it's a maybe a poor choice and a terrible result in the end.
It's a strange way to attack, though. First of all, Jeremy Cameron's got to take a great mark. Then Lloyd's got to take a really good mark and be in a tight position. Really, it's amazing the way they just lob it forward occasionally.
They don't really have the forward line that's conducive to that kind of play either. Cameron, Finlayson and Riccardi, all that 195, none of them huge and wanting to get in a wrestle.
Yep. And just going to the pocket again there, Days. We saw that early in the game. It's lack of confidence in the ability of those in a better position to attack, I reckon. 1.5 dozen each way. Hanbury. Short little ball, Wilkie. No footy to the wing here. Kent. Off hands, and Hanbury was almost away, likewise Steele.
He's having some sort of a quarter still. He's had 4 clearances in this term alone. Half a dozen for the match. Kicked a goal. So the Saints doing what they have to do. Playing some pretty good footy. And certainly keeping the Giants well and truly at bay. Whitfield's kicked down the line. Green worked Patton away pretty cleverly. Just didn't quite get enough on that. Back to Sinclair, and that kick down the line, but that's too close to the line.
Here we go.
And it is 50. It is 50.
Yep. Well, correct ball. He punched the ball away after it went over the line there, Bruce. So
I wonder if Heath Shaw will have a ping. We saw him kick a couple of goals earlier this season. He hadn't kicked a goal for donkey's ages, and I think he enjoyed it. There it is.
After. Here, just here.
What do you reckon, BT? Has he got it in him from here?
Gee, right on his limits, I reckon. On the run, I would say yes.
He should have started running from where he took the ball.
Can't do that. Daniel. Bring it back, guys. Guys, no. Can't do that. Back there. He's run through the mark.
He's run through the mark.
Straight back.
Heath Shaw is saying I gave it to him when he was on the side, and then he ran through the mark, which is correct.
Yep.
He was actually not in the line of what the umpire was talking about.
He missed the shot, so they're better off to have another kick, I think.
Heath Shaw would know all the little rules and intricacies too. I back him in to know that that was legal.
Good-looking kick. Is it coming back? Oh, not quite. So we're behind. So back to 9 points. We're going to miss him, BT. We're going to miss him.
Yep, you reckon he's bowing out, Bruce, do you, after this game if they don't make it? After the finals, yep.
I do.
Well, he's had a great career, 325 games. There's a sensational bite of the cherry. Here's Loney. Little left foot banana slider along the boundary line to Kent. Gained good territory. 45 seconds to go. Saints by 9.
Okay, nominate. Paddy's showing.
Might be a vacancy on the North Melbourne list, I was just thinking, BT.
A few vacancies there, Bruce. Yep.
For an old bloke with a surname like that.
Yeah. Not sure what size lists we're going to settle with it. Haven't been officially told by the AFL yet.
Thank you, well done.
35's bandied around, but it's a bit of a guess, isn't it?
Yep. Sure is. So can they conjure something up out of this? Ryder. Ross underneath all of that. Mumford wanted to muscle it out. Lloyd in there as well. Doesn't really want it to come out of there at the moment. Cornelio with the little tap, and that's a head-eye tackle
GWS. No, he didn't.
On Kelly.
His head was down, picking up the ball. Let it go. Let it go.
Ryan with a clear and concise explanation. Got to go here. The Giants, as Kelly does. Gets up there towards Cameron, who's marked well tonight. Just couldn't quite hold that one. Greasy conditions. Had some rain before the game got underway here today.
5 marks, BT, for Cameron in the opening half.
Been good, hasn't he, in the air? Mumford, backhander. Need a kick straight away, and I think the siren is going to end the half here.
The most important game of the season so far for both St Kilda and GWS, and the game is very much up for grabs The Saints lead it by 9 points right here on Friday Night Footy on Fox. It is virtually an elimination. OK, let's focus in on what the St Kilda Football Club needs to do, Nick, in this second half to play finals for the first time in almost 10 years.
Yeah, well, the Giants have only kicked the 3 goals, but as we spoke about, they've had 14 shots, so they look a little bit shaky defensively, not just when the ball's going inside 50, but all over the ground. So more desperation when you're actually defending the Giants. They like to play a zone out in front and guard space, but there is still a time to actually get a fist in and defend like your life depends on it.
Jeremy Cameron, for me, with the Giants, he's just... That mark he took on the wing was the first pack mark I've seen him charge at for, I reckon, 2 to 3 months. If he's probably thinking, I've got to pack an entire off-season's football into the next 40 minutes of football, I'm just going to let it all hang out and go loose. Yeah, I reckon he'll turn one on here. He just charged at that like I haven't seen for quite some time.
Worked his way into that second quarter.
Yeah.
He started to get going.
All right, so a massive half of football to come in the context of this season. St Kilda aiming to make the finals. The Giants are still in with a chance as well. We'll see you after the game for all the best analysis in the business.
Got the lead. Can they hang on to it? Wright has been dominating most of the hit-outs. Haynes, Canelio had a fine first half, the captain. Gets it to about 50 metres. Cameron got down low. Daniels, well done. Cameron searching. Whitfield, run forward. Caulfield, Carlisle, a little squeezy one, but pretty effective. He's bought some time and got the ball down the line. Membry pushes it out. Yeah, holding the nerve in the second half is going to be so important for the Saints. They've got to forget, I guess, the repercussions and keep scoring. Kick a winning score and it'll take care of itself. Mummy beaten for it by Ryder again. Haynes and Battle. They have had a good duel. And then Keith running it towards the line.
That's the interesting thing with the Saints as well. They will be wary of GWS's attack, but they've got to keep attacking as well. They've got a slender lead, but it obviously won't be enough. They've got to stay on the front foot.
Ryder takes the front position. Sinclair. Dangerous ball, Marshall. Too big. Umpire saying it hit the deck.
He's played it from out of there. Thank you. Thank you.
So he has paid it. Late call in the end. Difficult one. Did it pop out? Yes, it did.
I think Sean Ryan might have said it was paid from out of area as well, which is a gutsy call from a long way away.
Oh, I think you're right. I think he did say that. So the umpire, who perhaps had a better view of it further down the field, making the call. And now Marshall, as we saw, mark wasn't completed. Then Marshall, as a result, will get a shot from right here. And he nails the goal. The Saints to a 15-point lead. Marshall kicks his first. In fairness to the umpires, that was a very, very difficult one to see. Certainly from Sean Ryan's position, he couldn't see it at all. That's why he basically called play on, was prepared to ball it up.
And that would have been the right call, BT. So if it's the umpire furthest away, would want to be 100% certain. Clearly, he couldn't have been that. Well, the lucky break goes the Saints' way, BT. And we've got to be 100% certain.
I think even Iden wasn't sure whether it hit the deck, and he was right there.
Good finish. Stretch that margin to 15 points. And that fine season for Marshall continues. Ross out of the centre. Kent chasing hard. Reid, great to see him back out. He had such a hard knock in the first half. Marshall launches himself. Not quite. King clever. Not getting the bounce. The roll at the end. Marshall sucking it in, Ireland sucking it in. They really launched themselves there. That two-pronged forward attack with King and Marshall adding Membry, and there's a bit of firepower.
Plus battle at times tonight as well. It's why we see them go fast and direct so often. You can turn, reel and go and kick it, knowing that you're going to have someone standing under it that will represent you well. And it's that attack in the air that you want from your key forwards, because when you attack it like that, you're not going to have players intercept mark. And that's what they don't want. They're all mobile too, so you can carry the 4 talls because they give you something at ground level. Look at the way King, Membry, Battle move.
So no one really brave enough to take it on here, and just wanting to go from side to side as Marshall chips in the end. And he's a big kick of the footy as well. Says he's going for goal. I'm not sure I'm 100% convinced, but it is a big kick. So I have to kick at 55 here. Marshall. Gets a little bit of leverage by going way out to the right, and it stayed out there. Ryder. King was there as well. Keith in amongst a big pack of players. Just let the handball go, hoping it'll get through. Cornelio with a really, really good tackle. And down to Hodgie.
Yeah, Bruce, just as you said, it was great to see Reid back out there. As he tackled Kent before, he walked straight to the bench and just grimace on his face. He's in a lot of pain sitting down on the bench. As you can sort of see, just uncomfortable.
Tough night for the veteran. He's got a lot of guts to get out there. Hooking it back. Hanbury, and just missing. What do you reckon, Daisy? How's Hanbury gone so far tonight? He was the big inclusion.
Well, he hasn't set the game on fire, 6 disposals, but I think the most important thing is he's looked confident, he's healthy. So the main thing for St Kilda is seeing him get through, getting some minutes into his legs.
Thanks, Josh.
If he can finish this game healthily, then that's a big tick. Haynes just down the line, so they sort of lost their way a bit, the Giants, in this term so far in their ball movement. The Saints are certainly on top.
Hanbury, on Hanbury, Bruce, sorry to cut you off. He just needs body confidence, doesn't he? He's played in big finals. That confidence would be there. It's just body confidence now. So that'd be his goal in this match.
22 finals in total for Hanbury. Had a great run at the Swans. Loney back to Hanbury. So he's up and about at the beginning of the 3rd term. Neat looking kick. Mark not taken by Kent, and then Shaw in the back half.
Gee, it was a good kick by Hanbury as well, wasn't it? Really sort of gobbled it up now. Lloyd. They're away here. Can they keep going? Perryman goes slightly back inside. Whitfield sends them on the outside line, though. Lloyd even wider. Difficult one to do much with.
A lot of players drop that mark where they're diving forward. It's one of the easiest marks that you want as a forward. It's a chest mark. You just bend over and take so many just slip through the breadbasket.
Boundary throw in here. Marshall in front. Knocks it down. Green.
Haven't really seen Brave yet, have we? No. The Whitfield handball, even one of their most attacking half-backs, usually very brave with his ball use, chose to go boundary side that time, had options running through the corridor, so we haven't seen it yet.
They've had two really good chances where they've had clean possession of the footy with not a lot of pressure, and no one was prepared to bite the bullet and go anywhere but sideways and slow. Let's see. Green. Can it come out of a scrappy play like this? Clark will handball to Hill. Marshall can keep going. No one manning the mark there. King just getting back into position. Riders in that stationary position in front of the goal square. Howard looking for something sideways to bail out. Nothing on either side. Hill's still there if he wants. And now just goes for the little bit of protection from the boundary line there. Marshall did well. Knocked it down on this occasion to Patton. Long ball, Ryder trying to get over the top of Iden. And punched to the boundary. So a 17-point margin in favour of St Kilda here right now. And we need to see something very quickly from the Giants.
Have it in control a bit at the moment. The Saints have some tempo footy. They've slowed it down a bit.
Reback. Heath Shaw got GWS. GWS.
So Shaw can be daring. We know that at times. So how does he play this in the back half?
Come around, please.
Does he go down the line or does he do the switch? So not much on offer by the look of it. So undecided, then good little pokey one to Cornelio. Then Cornelio does the switch. So beautiful kick to Whitfield. This is exactly what you wanted. Down the line. Riccardi's, oh, might go all the way. Riccardi gives it a bit of help. No, he doesn't. How good was Howard?
Excellent work, Bruce, by Howard to get back. But how about the bravery of Cornelio as well to finally go for it inside? I think the first player we've seen that for the Giants do it tonight. And they've got to do more of it. And Leon Cameron said, I don't mind if we lose on occasions, but that was what they needed. Here's Keith. Eyes darting every which way. He just kicks it long and safe to the boundary line again. And if they don't mark it, they're just going to punch it over the boundary line. Otherwise, don't get it. Marshall, short ball, now to Hill.
So Hill, good kick to space to Kent. And then Kent with a long ball, and this is a good one. Ryder waits for the bounce, couldn't quite get the bounce he wanted. Another veteran able to pick it up, had nowhere to go out that side, so Shaw played it well. And gets it short to Whitfield. Working hard, Whitfield. Again, beautiful kick. So a couple of times I've seen that kick. Shaw earlier to Cornelio, and then that one. And again, the kick into the centre. And here is Cornelio. So he's prepared to take those chances. Taranto, another lovely kick. Riccardi, such a focus, such a target. He's a bit slow to get back off the mark. Short ball and finds Green. So not the Toby variety, but the Tom.
And once again, good ball movement back through the corridor. Unlucky not to get 50 metres as well, GWS. St.Kilda player ran straight through the protected area, Bruce. But umpire missed that. But like their last couple of minutes, GWS.
I've sung this young man's praises. He played rounds 1, 4, 5, 6, and then back in round 17 where he had 30 disposals. But that one not getting the job done. So they've missed a few tonight, we know that.
Yeah, he's missed 2. He's had 2 real mongrels off the side of the boot tonight, Tom Green.
Hit that one off his knee just about.
Yep. And it just looks like he's trying to over-kick the footy when trying to kick the goal. So I agree with you, Duck. They have looked better in the last couple of minutes. Been a good couple of minutes for them, but they're going to need a lot more than that. Howard's ball knocked on by Buckley. Battle's got to go. Whitfield did well to sneak through there. Now he's claimed in the tackle. Kept the arms free, though, to Williams. Iden, nice, neat little handball it was to Hopper. Just any distance will do for him. Got it forward. Here's Toby Green going very, very wide. Couldn't quite win the footy on that occasion. Bottom of it was Wilkie, muscled it out. Cameron on his favourite left boot. Got it into a dangerous position here. Gee, it went through the hands of Green, and then he was perhaps held. Got it back to Green from Kelly. Now Hanbury to recover the footy, and Butler.
They got out of it, didn't they? Maybe a little fortune. This one, a chaotic ball forward. Keith's going to have to go. King to put the pressure on. Keith able to slap it to Williams. Can Williams turn him man inside out? Gee, King's done a good job here. He just hurled them up a bit. Williams kick okay to Mumford. Back to Williams. This is a run and dare that he sometimes can provide. And again, so often the case, Whitfield the target at half-back.
Now Shaw. Can they keep going forward and not be forced to go sideways? Lloyd. Look in the middle. Look on the point of the square at half-back. Really wanted it. Demanded the footy. Went down the line where all the players were. I reckon that's the other one that Leon Cameron would be disappointed they didn't take. Now St Kilda load up through the middle. Marshall. Got plenty of opportunities. Billings. Back to Marshall. Now Clark. Around the corner, but Williams is going to stand. Couldn't hold the chest mark. Off hands it come. Went without it, Finlayson. Picked up by King. Gave it to the dangerous Billings. Got a little boot on the ball. Here's Kent. Lloyd right on his tail. Loney there as well. Buck Buckley was on his tail. Kelly saves the day. Got it to Perryman. Touched off the boot, and that will be out of bounds. So this is the one they didn't go in the corridor. Have a look at the umpire just on the right. You can see on the half back there, just didn't want to go back in that side, and that disappointed the coach. Hodgie.
Yeah, BT, you're spot on. GWS is spreading the ground with their defenders. They're putting them as wide as they can to try and open up the St Kilda zone. That's why they're getting so many of those kicks in the middle.
Marshall had a mismatch in the ruck, took advantage of it, helped by Steele. Clark's kicked forward, Butler running onto it and gifts it to Loney. And now they're getting close to finals. Going to take some stopping now, the Saints.
Yep, they sure are. 3 in a row. Now Bruce, and after all that battle from the Giants, just comes to nothing.
Well, another one from inside 15 metres as well. Just simple footy, a kick to the top of the square. They got a guaranteed contest out of their forwards, and the Crummers did the rest.
This is what Rats was talking about, just a surge forward. You don't have to be cute. When the conditions are like this, just get it to the top of the goal square, make a contest, as King did well there. And if it's not Butler who's going to get the goal, it's his little mate in Loney who's finished off a nice little crumbing goal there. But that's what Rats was talking about, just simplifying the game style, kicking it long, putting the GWS forwards, defenders under pressure.
That's that attack on the footy from your key forwards you want. King 2-on-1. All that he has to do, he doesn't have to mark it every time. Gets an important hand in, and the Crummers are in the right spot.
We go again. Down here to Clark. The clearance for Saints. So, Bruce, this is the 21-point margin, the biggest of the game.
So they're in a great position at the moment. Still plenty of footy to go. And the Giants have had their chances. So set shots tonight. St Kilda 3-1. The Giants 1-5. And it's been a massive difference in that scoreboard. So they've had enough chances, the Giants, but it's a good margin, BT. It's not home and hose, but the Giants are going to have to kick 6 or 7 goals from this point on to have a winning chance. Hopper. Careful kick, just wanting to find a marker, and Long cuts it across, and that's playing into the Saints' hands.
Went the long way again, didn't they? Boundary side. They're missing a few opportunities to get handball receives. They're trying to kick their way through. Another way to get speed on the ball is get run from your defenders from behind, so that there isn't that hesitation scanning for options by foot.
Up at Green to Haynes, Mumford, Kemp, nifty little boot, King, Ryder. Tackle Kelly. Umpire roll on the spot. They roll to 50.
Must come back around it. Time back on.
And another player going through the protected zone there, and Kelly asking the question. High footy. Mark taken in the end by Wilkie. Long. Got to hit Hanbury here, and he does with a beautifully weighted kick. And Hanbury says, I'm good enough to take that kick back in there. And that's the one the Giants are going to need to make more of. Clark goes wide. Good grab here taken by Membry.
Back to him. Time back on.
Despite the defensive attention from Shaw. Membry to Loney. Loney happy to go with the slows here. Almost deliberate from this position that they go boundary, boundary, boundary every time, and that's what it allows. It allows the Giants to nullify the footy.
Well, it's all about time now for the Saints. They know they can play tempo footy, slow footy, control the footy. Just take time off the clock, get to three-quarter time with a handy lead.
So Sinclair. Back to Butler. High ball to about 15 metres. Oh, and at the back, Billings. Lovely goal. Keeping count, Daisy, how many from about 15 metres? But this time, Billings.
I'm not, because I know you will be, Bruce.
And once again, that predictable spot to get a contest and then comes to the front.
2v1 again, Max King.
Well, they're doing the job, aren't they? They're doing just what that man wanted. So have a look at this live ladder. St Kilda safely there for the minute, and the Giants so far back. So win and they're in. And for the Giants, that 4 consecutive finals and winning a final that no other team's done over the last 4 years, surely coming to an end. And of all the new coaches this year, so 5 new coaches, only Brett Ratton is in a position right now to take a team into the finals, and that's what he looks like doing. Hodgie?
Yeah, St Kilda have gone defensive. They've got Billings, who's starting on the wing, sliding down as a 7th defender, and Battle starting as a half forward. So just going to try and clog it up and shut down the end of this quarter and go with a nice lead at 3/4 time.
Good time to do it with 3.5 minutes to go. Hodgie in the quarter. But here goes Ross, another ball that enters the forward 50. Backhander off the back has put Keefe under some pressure and goes all the way in the end. So this is a commanding lead coming up to 3/4 time now. 28-point St Kilda lead. 3 minutes remaining. Whitfield. That's where they need to go a little straighter. Taranto wide. Cameron right in front of the St Kilda bench there. Green. Ball over the top, over the head of Geary. Little handball comes back in there to Patton. Whitfield now got around Patton. Delivery here to Finlayson. St Kilda's Billings was right there. Handball to Reid. Cornelio brushes off one tackle, caught in the second by Billings.
Advantage.
So advantage given to Long. And he runs out of room in the end, and then Hill. Taken 5 intercept marks in this quarter, the Saints, and whilst that wasn't a mark, they prevented a Giants mark in their forward 50. It's been a big part of their surge in this term, and it has been an impressive surge by the Saints. Clark just steps around a little too easy. Not a great kick. Buckley cuts it off. So just his second game tonight. Short to Heathshaw. Good kick back to Cummings, so they switch it here. Keefe to take off. Back in board. Cameron in the back half. Neat kick, but for all this BT, not a lot of metres gained.
No.
Back they come. Now they might get on their bikes.
Yeah, they went in there, they explored Bruce, and they came out the other side. And now can they go forward? Haynes, creative kick around the corner. Lloyd wants to wheel and go. Green will. He knows this is the way forward. Wants it. Poor kick, though. Right idea, poor kick. And Long says, hey, with a minute and a bit to go, we're going to slow it down.
Into the protected area. And hand him if you want.
Oh, wow.
Go straight through to Gia.
That's
next
really tough.
Straight through to him.
Given what they've let go tonight. Protected area 50. No qualms from Reid. Brings Ben Long forward here. Long asking the question of Marshall in front of 2 and a juggling mark. No defender actually made contact, and Marshall is going to make it 4 in a row.
Who's the mark here?
This is the 50 protected zone. Reid came from behind the mark.
You've come from out there into the protected area.
Sorry, Doug.
I've seen half a dozen of those not paid tonight.
Absolutely. Point well made. That one really obvious. And as a result, Marshall lines up for goal. Looking for 5 in a row, 4 in a row for this quarter. 35-metre kick, comfortable range for Marshall, and just puts it out to the right. So that's a 29-point St Kilda lead.
So the Giants without a goal in this term. It's been a disappointing response after half-time from them. Williams in board. So Cornelio up. He's at 18 disposals, but he had 10 in the opening term. Drying up a little since then. That's a decent kick, but too little, too late. So St Kilda seemingly on their way to the finals for the first time since 2011. Not completely over, but oh so close. Doubled the score and won. It's 57-28 at three-quarter time.
Yep.
So how do they respond to that? Cameron's had some moments tonight. He's played okay, just hasn't hit the scoreboard.
No, you're
a lot
right.
of his ball, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Bruce. He's got up the ground. He's got his hands on the footy more than he has over the last couple of weeks. Toby Green hasn't been at his absolute best, kicked a special goal, but they are capable of turning it on. And as everyone keeps saying, they're going to take the game on, BT.
So Sean Ryan, who has announced his retirement at the end of this season, hopefully he'll add to his 7 grand finals in a few weeks' time. So Ross out of the centre. Been pretty impressive, the Saints. 8 separate goal kickers tonight with their 8 goals. They've been doing that for a lot of the season. Clark to Billings, he's one of the 8. Probing kick to that tall timber. Continues to impress Wayne King.
Yeah, he does. He puts himself in the right position, and that's an obvious free kick against Keefe. Just turned his back on the footy and just pushed him fair in the chest. That's as obvious as every free that they paid tonight.
His last 3 contests as well, Duck. Last 2 created goals and now an opportunity to kick one. And his involvement before that was a rundown, 4 or 5 efforts to put pressure on the Giants trying to exit his forward line. So just continues to impress all right, Bruce.
No, he's been good, Daisy. Can he kick his 20th goal for the season? He does, and they are oh so close now. Nine separate goal kickers in this team, and they have got a forward line that presents problems to opposition. It's big, but it can play small with the Butlers and the Loneys, middle with the Battles and Mimbry, and they can play tall.
Well, they can
the
play.
whole rider thing, Duck, the whole rider thing's changed it a bit with Marshall forward as well.
Yeah, it has, and we've said it all night. Their ability not to be outmarked, so not allow Haynes and these guys to get intercept marks where we know GWS like to drive from that position. But they've been impressive, King.
Well, another long ball inside St Kilda's forward line, deep inside the forward line, and Max King, he's been competitive all night, stood under the high ball really well, and that time Lockie Keefe just felt the pressure, gave away the obvious free kick because of that. He's set up 2 goals with those contests, and now he's got one of his own.
Both ruckmen getting a fair opportunity to go at the footy there, so that's why it wasn't recalled. Ross, Taranto, big tackle there by Steele. Toby Green's ball comes out wide, and Billings did well to protect the 40. Comes to Loney. Loney, a neat ball to Butler. 60 metres from goal here, Butler. Marshall wanting it on his head, and that's where he's got it. Now King from the side. Spoils both. Ryder thought about the tap down to Battle then. And Williams caught in the tackle. And advantage paid, and I think Ryder's gone on to kick the goal.
What I liked about that play, Daisy, it just once again shows you that you don't have to be a small player to be front and square. Everyone can line up, and Ryder did on that occasion, and it gets the advantage, but it was he that was the initial front and square player in that contest.
As you can see, there was a nice tackle holding the ball, but as big fellas would love it, Ryder played on, as you said there, the chase and the tackle, and that's what they need to do. They need to take the game on, but Ryder just a nice little kick off the ball, off the ground, which I'm tipping they wouldn't have been that happy about if they had been called advantage. It wasn't probably the safest advantage that I've seen, but he's had a ripping night tonight, Ryder. They're leading the hit-outs 29-11. mainly because of his work, and scores from stoppages is 7-4 to 6 points St Kilda's way. They've been excellent in there.
He's done very well, Hodgie. Again, Ryder tonight. What a recruit he's turning out to be. Ross out of the centre.
Holding GWS.
Ryder's free kick. 10 separate goal scorers for tonight. That's the second time the Saints have done that this season. They did it back in round 2 against the Dogs. To Keefe. Short kick. Not good. He's unravelled a bit, Keefe, in this last quarter. Cornelio. Little under one to Perryman. Down the line, it's been a miserable night for the Giants. Taranto, little kick forward, cut off by Wilkie. Neat kick to Hanbury. Lovely hands to Billings. Billings going forward. Well, probably should have marked it. Butler. Oh, no. Nearly. You know when a Butler comes to your duck and he's got a lovely tray and you're about to eat it all.
Gaining traction with every metre, that ball.
Gets to the right spot so often that he's going to win enough opportunities.
He's an expert.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so dangerous as well. We've spoken all night about how effective King, Membry, Marshall or Ryder when they're down there, but they attract a second one up against them, leaving him on his own at ground level.
Whitfield.
Slung to ground. Lockie Whitfield, GWS. Back to him now. Time on, Mike. Time back on. Play on. Me.
There's the tackle.
You.
Play on. Play on, not 15. Cornelio. Hopper. Wide to Kelly. Set up
Play
here.
on, you,
Good smother by Brad Hill. Didn't go out of bounds. Howard made it in the end, but terrific smother. Gets the applause and the congratulations of his teammates there, as you can see. Really good effort. Would have been a dangerous ball that Kelly presented back inside.
It's one of the many players, BT, I guess, that recruited by the Saints are pretty happy that they made the call to come. He's going to be back playing finals again, as he did at Hawthorn year after year after year with those 3 premierships. Ryder involved there. Paddy's got an interesting finals history. Ball squeezes out. Hill again. Pressure from Daniels. So just on Ryder, just 3 finals he's played in his whole career. He's never played in a winning final. Never played in a winning final through the whole stretch. So he gets a crack again this season. So he's been wrong place, wrong time a bit. The Bombers weren't that successful when he was there. Never got much of a crack at Port Adelaide when they had their good run. Good half volley by Membry. Lovely turn and twist. Started the game well. Looks like he's finishing it well. And Keefe has a victory over Paddy that time.
Yep, so Keefe wanting to go. Hayden eventually saw him. Neither of them really wanted the kicking duties here. Not their go. Through the hands of Buckley. Bang back inside. They come again. And Hayden not wanting to mark that one either. He's had a couple. As Duck has always said, if he can get both fists through it, he can mark it.
He's had a couple in this quarter where he attempted the double fist, but that's a nervous player under pressure.
Just wanting to get the ball out of his area. Cornelio goes really wide, searching for Green here, and working the angle was Patton.
Under pressure tonight, and a lot of experience out of that Giants defensive lineup as well. If you look at what's changed since grand final day last year, Davis not there, Aidan Corn, of course, and Sam Taylor missing most of the season with injury, so a big chunk of that back line missing.
Marshall, pretty easy there against Riccardi. Hodgie had something for us. Hodgie.
I know, it was just GWS have started changing things up. They're pushing an extra forward up to the stoppage, so it's just frustrating for their midfielders when Marshall can take the ball out of the ruck, kick it forward, and just bypasses the structure they set up.
Let's see what happens here. So Ryder against Riccardi, so stalemate there. Cornelio's a little toe poke. Clark over the top. Ball in dispute. So we start to think of the Saints. You think of Brett Ratton and what a job he's done. He was in the wilderness for a while in terms of a senior coach. I think most people thought he was a bit stiff at the Blues. Gets a second chance. Good pick up by Sinclair. Toe poke by Keefe. Steele, who's been so good again tonight with his 9 clearances and a stoppage.
You speak of Brett Ratton, Bruce. What better man to lead them through what this season has dished up? I mean, we've spoken it being a huge challenge with all the uncertainty and disruption, but Brett Ratton's been sacked by the club he loved. He's endured personal tragedy, so you can't imagine him being flapped by any of that.
Soccer off the ground by Lloyd. Pulls out in the direction of Patton. Trying to break the tackle, and Hill happy to welcome the boundary line. So 65% game time for Hanbury tonight. All about, as Daisy and Duck have alluded to, just getting through the game tonight. And we'll wonder whether they'll protect him in these last 7 or 8 minutes, or whether he just needs as much as he can get. From here on in, Marshall, Kelly, Daniels, Whitfield. This Daniels with a handball picked up by Clark, knocked out of his hands, comes back to Daniels again. Cornelio went wide to Kelly. It was good. Kelly, good linking handball over the top. Riccardi, now Cameron, all over him. Wilkie, and Brett Ratton like that.
Yeah, and St Kilda are really handling this pressure. GWS are doing everything they can to keep the ball moving, knocking it on forward handballs, trying to kick it inside the corridor. St Kilda defensively has been outstanding. They're clogging up the corridor and they're pushing and getting as many stoppages as they can.
Marshall front spot.
Kilda. Push him in the back. Straight back. Jeremy. Straight back. Jeremy, stay up, please.
Hodgie, not straight away, but think Hanbury for us for a moment, because you would have played in big matches against Hanbury, and the biggest matches of all. So just how you've seen him tonight and what you think he might be able to bring to them in the next few weeks?
I've actually liked his work rate. He's only had the 12 touches, but I don't think tonight's about necessarily getting as many touches for him. He's been working off the ball, defensively running back to help out as a winger. But he just finds himself in really smart positions, both offensive and defensively.
So pretty good return for him. Hasn't played since round 5. Only played the 5 games last year in his first year at the Saints. Hill cuts it off. He knows a few of these players, Hodgie, BT. Thinking of Hill, there's Hanbury now.
Yep. He does. Big mark over the top here by Cumming, the man that replaced De Boer just before the game got underway. De Boer with a bad back, we were told by Cameron. Shaw. Lloyd. Perryman. Ball's gone nowhere. Cumming again. Reed. Eventually Green. Taranto had to be fast hands. Zach Williams couldn't control it there. And a quietish night for Zach again tonight. Membry. Hill loves to carry it. Draws Hanbury to the footy. Hanbury around the corner with a low bullet. Missed Lloyd.
A lot of their footy in the back half, though. Inside 50s, 43 to 30. So Giants average 38 for the season, very low. 16th on the overall table, only 30 tonight. Green short, and that one just taken in the end by Taranto. So some rethinking to do for this club, who most of us thought 4 years ago it was their destiny to be a premiership team with this core group. Well, they're going to have to wait a while longer. Billings, Whitfield, clever handball, gave Williams a run of it. Didn't he kick an important goal? Thinking back.
Jeremy, Paddy.
It's just those little, those little handballs like that that they've missed so often. They've had 40-odd more handballs than what St Kilda have, but it's been handballs that have put themselves under pressure.
Cameron. Green. Whitfield. Plenty of the footy, Lockie Whitfield. 25th touch. Daniel short, little ball to Toby Green here. Thought about the quick pass, now settling for the set shot. So Toby Green here. 50-metre kick. Needs to come back a long way, and it will not, but got the journey okay. So the Saints just 6 3/4 minutes away from winning the final here and playing a major part in season 2020.
Going to go back to that 2011 season. We talked about it at the start of the match. Since they played finals, it's the long streak along with Gold Coast. West Coast with the longest streak at the moment. They made it 6 in a row last night. I mean, it was a formality anyway, but 6 in a row for them. Geelong on 4 will make it 5. Giants were on 4, will stay at 4. Richmond will get to 4, so always a pretty big turnover from year to year. So the window closes for the Giants tonight. Ryder, Sinclair, not getting out. So the Saints this year, they've beaten Richmond, they've beaten Port Adelaide. They beat Port Adelaide in Adelaide. They ran Richmond off their feet earlier in the year. Quick kick by Billings around the corner. Keith. Back they go. King, impressive. Clark. And the good thing, BT, about tonight, they were going to be limping into the finals, the Saints. They'd won 2 of their last 6, 1 of their last 4. They're actually going to get there now with some momentum after tonight.
In a really strong position, and I know when you look at GWS and who's missing from their side, Callan Ward and Phil Davis, 2 experienced players, but they're just about not that far off full strength. The Giants, Hez Green, little handball to Ranto. Now another green in Toby Whitfield to keep it alive. But you're right, Bruce, the Saints are going to enter this finals campaign with some real good confidence and momentum. Hill through the middle of the ground. Bit of trouble controlling the footy. Haynes eventually came at him. Got it off and got it wide here to Clark. Long ball now, Loney. Short kick to Kent.
Hold there.
5.5 minutes remaining in the game. Kent happy to soak up a bit of time here. An exploratory ball forward. King over the top, couldn't mark. Loney, beautiful front and centre. Magnificent. It is raining St.Kilda goals, 7 in a row.
Another one of those front and square goals. Good contest again from King. And I know we have spoken about a lot, Days, but when you read the ball really well through the air like King does, the defender never gets, even if the defender's there, it's never a big spoil. So the smaller forwards know that it's dropping within a metre and a half radius at the front of the pack. And this is the drop of the ball that I'm talking about right there. They know that there's not going to be a big spoil, and it drops right at his feet, and they know exactly where it's going.
Well, with King's height and his athleticism, like you said, he gets a full run and jump at the ball, 2 hands to it. He can almost control where it lands. He knows his job isn't to mark every single one. Predictable footy. The kick to Kent was important too, instead of blazing from wing position, which means it's a shallow entry inside 50. Again, they were able to find a mark in that 60 to 70 metre out region, which means the inside 50 kicks a lot deeper, a more dangerous position.
6-5 to 0-3 since half-time. Dominating display by St Kilda. Ross, can you imagine the joy all around Australia, particularly in Victoria with their fans? We know that one premiership, we know they've had those close calls, but they're back in the finals. Hill's kick looked good off the boot. Shaw did pretty well at the back. Kent in front. Couple of good competitors. Haynes around the body and out on the forward. Back it goes inside the forward 50.
Green just catching them unexpectedly, as he often does. Just a little wake-up call to the man running alongside of him. The Saints forward once again. They have absolutely dominated, particularly the second half of this game. And their supporters will be buzzing around the country. Jacob Mollison to throw it up. Mumford knocked down a Green. Caught by Steele. Great year he's had. Clark, the little poker. Kent brushes the tackle. Got the handball to Butler. He get the feeling he wanted a piece of that himself.
Shane.
Toby being Toby. BT, you're just looking at, you talked about the Saints in there. I'll get you in a minute. Just who might come back. Zach Jones is probably the obvious one. And still rolling it. It's getting better. It's getting better. Daisy's had 10 clearances, Stuart, again tonight. 10 clearances again tonight. He's kicked a couple. You talked about how important goals are for the development of a midfielder. And of all the players in the... I'm not sure if anyone's jumped into the elite as much as Jack has this year from any club this season. He's absolutely in that elite category.
This is just a perfect set play, almost, to tap it out. They had blokes running through, and that's what St Kilda done really well tonight. As you see, Jack Steele with a nice little dribble goal. But whenever there's a contest there, they're always got players flowing through, just in case one pops out to them, as we saw there. But St Kilda around, well, there's Jack Steele's track at 10.8k. He's a workhorse. Jared Ruffhead's been that impressed with him. Mature kid who's taken that next step in his game. But tonight, St Kilda have 8 goals, 4 from stoppages compared to GWS's 7 points, so they're dominated through that from the big fellas.
Hey, Bruce, you've done a few Brownlow nights. You'd think if he's anywhere near Neil and Boak, you'd be holding this card to last.
I reckon he'll get 3 tonight, put it that way.
And just looking through the injury list for the Saints as well, Bruce, probably Zach Jones with that hamstring 1 to 2 weeks. Other than that,
holding the ball,
what you see is what you get, plus the the 4 emergencies that didn't take part tonight, which some of them are there. There's Zach Jones in the middle of that group as well. So it's working for them at the moment, just about at full strength, and let's see what they can do in the finals. Whitfield with the time ticking down. 53-point margin here. They'll play either Collingwood or the Western Bulldogs as Whitfield misses to the right in an elimination final. That'll be their target, Collingwood or the Western Bulldogs, depending on what happens over the weekend.
I don't mind the sound of them in finals, just given the way they play. It's that simple brilliance, direct footy, sit it up, give your forwards a chance deep inside your 50, let your smalls go to work. A lot has to go right, obviously, to get those opportunities, but on finals night, Duck, when the pressure really ramps up, heat's on, you don't rely on perfect ball movement necessarily to create opportunity.
I think what they've proved this year, the Saints, is their best footy is as good as anyone in the comp. It's, I guess, other teams that we fancy more than them, we trust them more because they've been in finals
really? You
previously.
They're as good as anyone in the comp on their best day?
I think, well, they certainly did a job on Richmond earlier in the year. That was a long time ago. Richmond are a different team. They did have a few players out, I think, at that particular time. But they've played some exciting footy, the Saints.
I think when they beat Port Adelaide here at the Adelaide Oval, I think we felt then they were going as well as anyone, Duck, and that was in round 8. So it's a little while ago, but this win tonight is going to give them enormous confidence. And I love the recruiting of those blokes that have played finals. Hennebury obviously is one of them. Riders have played a few. Howard's played a final, who's out there tonight. Hill's played all those finals and premierships. Zach Jones has played finals. He'll come back.
And there are...
Butler.
And this bloke, Duck, who's
keeps it alive. takes him on, was going to go all the way, very unselfish to go back inside. Buckley able to cut it off.
And some like the bye, BT, some don't. I like the bye before the finals, I really do. And the reason for that, it'll give all the clubs leading in a real chance to freshen up, something they haven't had for this whole year for obvious reasons. So we're going to get really quality football that first week of finals.
To Carlisle, and Dan Hanbury, by the way, hasn't been sighted for 11 minutes now, so he spent the last, I mentioned not long ago, Bruce, that do they rest him, do they sit him on the pine? Been there for 11 minutes now. You can be sure that he'll be taking no further part in the game, not wanting to risk him at all and keeping him alive for next week. And what did he play in the 60s, 60% of the game, just above? So they'd be happy to get him through, that is for sure. Time ticking down here. The Saints are going to enter the finals for 2020. Ross with a little inside ball, exploring and coming.
The late inclusion. So all about the Saints tonight, but if you think about the Giants, their season's going to end with a 3-goal game for the second year in a row. Very different circumstances. 3 goals in the grand final last year. Not a goal after half-time tonight. And St.Kilda, they're back. The Saints are back in the finals. And what about Geary? He played in that one in 2011. He's been there since 2008. He's done the hard yards. He's smiling more than anybody, and he deserves it. And for Hanbury, a 23rd final awaits him in a fortnight. It's a great story.
Pretty happy. The Saints fans ecstatic at the ground, and I imagine there are many more around the country applauding at the moment. Hodgie, down to you.
Yes, thanks, BT. Here with Jaron Geary. Mate, congratulations. First time since 2011 that the Saints are playing in the finals.
Yeah, mate, it's been a long time, and you know, a lot of people have been here for the journey, and it's great for everyone to get what's been really well deserved throughout the footy club this year. We would have liked to have done it a bit earlier, but it was a great effort by the boys tonight. And look, it's just a shame that the Saints fans that have had to wait for so long to see us back in the finals aren't here tonight. But the fans that were here tonight would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a lot here that have come to watch the game. But have you guys got a lot of support that have been sent to you from everyone all over Australia?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our membership has gone to record numbers this year, and that's unbelievable considering what's going on, particularly back in Victoria. So, the support we've had has been enormous, and like I said, I wish they could be here to enjoy this, and hopefully they're proud of what the boys have dished up.
The coach, Rats, what's he brought to the group? Because it looks like you played with a lot of energy again. Looks like a bit of confidence has come back.
Oh yeah, man. As you know, he's a good man, Rats. He's sort of fun-loving and has a bit of an edge about him. And one thing he doesn't like doing is missing out on finals. He hasn't done it a lot throughout his career, so it's been a goal of his throughout the year, and he's really demanded that from us. It wouldn't have been acceptable for us not to, and he'll be a happy man tonight.
And personally, having a win tonight means there's no trip to Perth with your partners due this week?
Yeah, she's due this week, so it would have been a tough conversation to have. I've got to come all the way up here, and would have been interesting if I left her at the airport and she gave birth-wise away, but something we don't have to worry about now.
Mate, well, congratulations as skipper. First time in the final since 2011, and good luck in the next week with the bub.
Cheers, thanks, Hodgie. Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate.
Can't wipe the smile off his face, and nor can you wipe the smile off the faces of the supporters, the lucky ones that actually got here. And to the thousands and thousands that are watching on the TV, congratulations to you all. Sensational. Talk about this man as well. Is it the last? We'll try and find out any news coming your way on the man that's played 325. Hodgie, back to you.
Thanks, BT. Max, how do you feel? St Kilda back in the finals, mate?
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome feeling. Obviously, it's been a while since we've been there. And yeah, obviously we've had a bit of a rough month, but we know we're up to it, and we feel like we belong in the finals.
What was the mindset coming into the game? Because you knew that GWS were going to throw everything at you.
Yeah, we sort of knew they're going to attack the corridor, so that was our main focus, shut that down. And we just know if we keep playing the way we've been playing that we'll get it done.
And the ball movement seemed like you had a lot of contests where you either clunked a couple or else you set up goals just through making a contest.
Yeah, us forwards love it when it's flowing like that. Got Brad Hill and stuff running through the middle, so yeah, we're licking our lips. It's pretty good.
Oh, mate, congratulations. Good luck with the finals next week.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ozzy.
They have done it. The St Kilda Football Club are back in finals for the first time since 2011. They led all game. Last year's grand finalists, the GWS Giants, are out of the finals race. And as I go to St Kilda's longest-serving skipper, Nick Riewoldt, what a moment for the Saints faithful.
Yeah, absolutely. And they did it in style too, Sarah, in the end. Really challenged early in the game by the Giants. But yeah, this is a great moment for a side that hasn't been there for a long time. So only one player on the list there in Jaron Geary was a part of the side back in 2011, the last time the Saints played final. Now they've got some experienced players in Hanbury and Hill and Butler who have played in premierships into the lineup. But yeah, this is a great moment for some pretty starved supporters out there, Derm.
It's a fantastic season, Nick. You look 40 points, 10 wins out of 18. So it's plus 2 wins on the overall total there. Now you equate that to the normal season and we're looking at 13 wins.
And what about that man on screen there, a legend of the St Kilda Football Club, and a man you know so well, Lenny Hayes, in the Giants camp now.
Yeah, and moving on too, we heard during the week, so he's, I'm sure he'll have deep down somewhere in that beautiful heart of Lenny's, he'll be wrapped for the St Kilda people as well.
So can I ask Nick though, I mean, you come on and you run biased and you make all these comments and you keep it so even, and I admire you being able to do that. What does it mean? What does it mean? It's 9 years.
Yeah.
I couldn't fathom going 9 years without making finals.
Yeah, rub it in, dude.
No, but I mean, it's 9 years. For the Saints supporters, I mean, out there around the Bayside, they'll be flicking lights on and off.
Yeah, that's who you think about in a moment like this. You think about the people. You think about the people that go along every week. Well, not this year, certainly not the Victorian supporters, but you think about those people that rain, hail, shine, regardless of where the team's positioned on the ladder, they support and they stick fat, and they've done that. I mean, to think that the club this year has 50,000 members, the highest ever, in the year that so many of these people are facing, is testament to the support that the club has received. So this is a small return, I think, for all of those.
And not only from the Bayside, we got one who's texting you in from London as well.
London, the great man, the king. The phone lights up at a moment like this.
Of course, you're referring to Shane Warne, probably St Kilda's most famous supporter. You've got a few very high-profile supporters, don't you?
Yeah, they do.
Well, this one is going to be pretty special for the Saints players and their coach, Brett Ratton, who is one of the big stories of the season. And in comes Rats now as they prepare to sing the song after a 52-point win over the Giants. You've got to love that. That is what football is all about, that pure joy of the players there. They've worked so hard to get to this point. They missed the opportunity last week to secure the finals berth, and they had all the pressure in the world on them, and they've done it.
That's the pressure valve being released. That is parts of joy, parts of relief, because the pressure's been building for the past 5 weeks, really, trying to lock away that spot. But then it's been building for the past 9 years, as we said, because it's been so long between drinks that this club's been able to play finals footy, and did it emphatically in the end as well.
What about the story of Brett Ratton, Derm? He is one of the most loved people in the game. His story has touched so many, and Well, look at him. He is just over the moon.
He's a great people's person. You know, he's more than a competent coach. He's a fantastic coach. And we heard some of the commentators there. The commentary on him was he was a little bit stiff to get out of Carlton, be ousted, and he went to Hawthorn, and Clarkson's regarded as the #1 coach of the modern era, so he sat next to him for a handful of years and learnt a little bit more. So there's no way that right now, at this age, he isn't a better coach than the day he exited Carlton. So, I mean, this vindicates St Kilda's faith in him, and we had 4 caretaker coaches get the job last year, and he's the first one through to the finals. So congratulations to him, and as I say, he's a real people's person. He's a fantastic guy.
Players love him, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first year in the role, full-time as a senior coach, coming from 14th last year, that's a really big turnaround. And I know people will point to the recruits, but you've still got to bring it all together. Players, that's not the sole answer. You've got to bring it together. You've got to find the cohesion. You've got to find the system and the style. So he's done a brilliant job. There's some great St Kilda people in there. Tony Brown is the runner, and